Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Mr. Stein's Art Channel. Can't have heart without art. As promised for you guys, I'm going to be making the gumball lesson today, just like you guys requested. So, this lesson is not super hard. Remember, this lesson is all about control. I'm just moving the camera a little bit closer. So, reminder, the more control you have, the easier this is going to be. Take your time. Control your hands. If you have a compass, these are great for working on this lesson. If not, look for something to trace with, like a roll of tape if you need something like a circle, the bottom of a bucket, a plate from your kitchen, a paper plate. Don't use a glass one in case you drop it or anything like that. I like to find the middle of my paper for this to make it symmetrical. So I'm going to lightly fold my paper and just crease it a little bit, just enough so I can see where the middle of my paper is. That way I can put my dots, my compass center, right on the middle line. I'm going to use a pen so you guys can see better. And I'm making the top of my gumball machine. So I have a nice circle. We'll fill in the gumballs in a little bit using a different size circle tracer. I like to use this again because it has a built-in ruler. So the bottom half of the gumball machine is going to be a cylinder shape. So straight line. Straight line. Try to keep it symmetrical, but if it's not exact, don't worry. You guys know that. Art is not about perfection. And curve the bottom. That gives it more of a 3D look to have that curved bottom versus a flat bottom. Inside, you can add any designs or decorations you want. I'd recommend the following. I recommend that you add an oval in the middle where the gumballs can come out. Some kids in class reminded me to put that little stopper inside the hole so that way the gumballs don't all fly out to non-stop, but that you can stop them whenever you need to. Also, remember to add a coin slot. That way you can put your coin in, just like we do in school. When my gumball machine was working last year, you guys were able to put a coin in, turn it, out came a couple of gumballs. I think usually 3 came out at once. And yes, mine is a bit different from this one. Again, I'm not making it the same way. I'm going to make something a little bit different. You guys know that. I don't like to imitate the same thing over and over again. It's no fun. So you can make any design you want on here. So maybe something like this. Maybe lines going up here. Again, be creative. There's really no wrong way to do this in terms of making your designs. It's whatever you want to put on your gumball machine. You can put stripes anywhere you want or different patterns. Some kids put hearts on theirs and put heart candies in the gumball machine, if you remember in class. That gave it more of a Valentine's look. So I'm keeping it relatively straightforward. I'm just adding my stripes. Mostly symmetrical. And almost looks like a baseball pitch. A baseball diamond in the middle. You can choose what you put in your background. Most kids put it on a table. I kind of made mine sky and grass, but it's the same idea. You have your horizon line. Separates what's on the ground from what's in the sky. I think in this case, I'm going to make more of like a pedestal look, a table look. I'm going to curve the bottom. You guys can see them sketching. I'm going to give it kind of a simple table look, like it's sitting on a table. And I'll still put the floor back here as well. So I have my gumball machine on a table. The table is situated on the floor. So far, so good. Now you have to find what size tracer you want. I used this one right here. You might find a penny or a nickel or a quarter. If you want really big gumballs like Jawbreakers, you can try to find a larger circular object. In this case, I have a sharpener. Or maybe I could use the top of this. So you can look around and see what you have and decide what shapes you want. The trick, at least for me, is I start with the outside ring of gumballs and I work my way in. They don't have to line up perfectly. Remember, they're not going to be fully symmetrical inside a big bowl, pretty much. So they're going to move around, especially as you rotate and turn and more come out. You can make them half filled, all the way filled. It's up to you. I'm going to put some in, but I'm not going to take the time on the video to put 100 gumballs in, because then the video goes longer and longer and longer. But I'm going to show you guys all the tricks, since you see my finished version right here. Again, they can overlap. They can touch. You can see one hiding behind another. So be creative in how you put together your gumballs. You could put different sizes in if you want. I chose not to, but there's nothing that says you cannot. There's more than one type of gumball in terms of sizes, flavors. Again, maybe you decide instead of gumballs to put heart-shaped candies in. So you can certainly change up your approach and be creative. So I'm just going to put a handful in mine just so that I don't take up the entire video coloring and drawing circles. Now here's the trick to make these look 3D. If you look at my example, see all those little white, almost like crescent shapes. That's to show light reflecting off of the curved surface of the gumball. Light always reflects off of a curved surface, even a flat surface, but especially a curved surface. If you look at my sharpener, you can see that light reflecting right off of the curved edge, the edge that's raised. So it's the same idea with the gumballs. So no matter what colors you choose, and I recommend using a bunch of different colors, the first thing you're going to do is kind of make a little moon or a little oval or crescent. Then outline, fill in the gumball, but leave the reflection there. What I was doing was picking one color at a time. I'd color in, 4 or 5 of the same color, move them around a bit so they were more asymmetrical and jumbled up, and then I switched to my next color. If I had 2 different blues, I tried not to put them next to each other, that way they popped out a bit more. And just little by little, you color in your project. I'd leave the empty space white so it looks more clear like glass. Some kids chose to color in the negative space, the empty space. I liked mine clear to show the clear glass. If you're really fancy, you can try to show the reflection in the glass or what's behind the gumball on the wall. So it really depends on how fancy you want to go, how sophisticated your drawing skills are. So as you can see, it's just taking your time, coloring in your gumball machine, coloring in the table, coloring in the background. Little by little, you'll end up with a full project like this. Again, this lesson is one of the easier ones we've done for this grade level. Just remember, that means it's all about control. Hold your marker properly. Don't hold it in back. Hold it in front. Hold it still. Put your hand down on the table, not up in the air, but give yourself a nice stable base to draw from. Control your hand. Control your body. If you do that, you'll end up with something like this. If you try to go too fast because you say, oh, circles, I can do that, no problem, you'll end up with a scribbled version. You won't like the way it looks. So take your time. You do not have to copy me. But again, this is a great example to start with. From there, make your own spin, your own twist on it. Don't eat the paper. They're not real gumballs. And I'll see all of you back in class like usual. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. This is Mr. Stein saying see you later.